So joined now by Scott Dixon. Look, man, you probably don't listen to Off Track with Hinch and Rossi, which is on SiriusXM.
Every episode, man.
Yeah.
on.
Of course.
Talking about me.
Well, that's how I know you don't listen, because literally all we do is talk about how much we love you and how great you are.
At least my check's working, you know.
Yeah, thank you for that, by the way. I think you're a little bit late on the April invoice.
Let's just calm down.
Okay, all right. But no, great for you to be here. IndyCar Media Day, obviously getting ready for the 108th running of the Indy 500. Let's start with some boring 500 stuff. 21st qualifying.
Yeah. 21st year?
No.
For me.
21st and 21 and 21.
Year, 21, and it's also the 100th anniversary of the car winning from 21st position. There's some stats, bro.
Look at you. I'm definitely dropping that in the broadcast. That one
I don't know how accurate any of those are, but that's
I'm
what
taking
I was told,
them all.
you know?
I'm
So
taking them all.
take 'em.
I'll get our statistician to double check
I'll be here
this.
to screw it all up.
Some PR person in your team's been working hard trying to figure that one out.
To grind something.
Put a
out
positive
over
spin on this. You know, no, but okay. So that's kind of my first real question. You go back the last 3-4 years at the Speedway, Ganassi has been the team on pure pace. They've been the team. I think everyone can agree this year in qualifying trim, Chevy brought something to the table that maybe kind of hampered some of the Honda teams. But even from a Honda to Honda perspective, it looks like Ganassi lost a little bit of relative pace. Any thoughts? Any comments? Any information on how that may have happened?
I'd agree. You know, that's the brutal kind of reality of it. You know, I think if we knew why, we would have, figured that out. And probably our day was pretty messy, man. Like, we had some issues on the Friday. Then we were talking about changing an engine, and then, we wanted to check some things that we'd done wrong on Friday to go into the Saturday practice. And then, Chip, I think, had enough. It was like, all right, we're changing engine, gearbox, everything. We missed our spot. The track was definitely a lot hotter, I think, than some of, our teammates had run at. But, I think in all reality, we maybe had a best pace of where Alex was. So,
right.
that as a team was definitely frustrating. We come here for 2 races, right? First to win the pole, and secondly to win the championship, to win the race. So that was, we obviously didn't do that to start with. We kind of have some clues of what went wrong, but that's going to take some time to really focus on it. And, to your point, the other manufacturer definitely brought some speed.
So, like, I was looking at the qualifying times, and for me, it looked incredibly close.
Yeah,
in like, the top guys kind of had a little bit of pace, but there was this group in the middle. You are one of 5 drivers in the 231.8 bracket.
Yeah.
5. Yeah. Is this the closest field that you've seen here?
Definitely in the mid pack. I think for us, I think that's why we were going to do the second attempt, because I think we were going to jump like 8 spots just with like 0.3 miles an hour or something like that. So, it's definitely pretty tight. Obviously, it didn't work out for us, but yeah, it's. I think everybody's had these cars for so long now. Engineering groups have kind of moved around. Even. Talking to some other drivers that have gone to other teams, they're like, man, the setup's pretty similar to what we were running last year, So it's just one of those things, and it's evolved into that, which makes it for a great and tough race. But yeah, I think as a group, we thought we had advanced. I think Honda had thought they had advanced pretty good in the off season. So we'll have to, kind of do some fact checking and trying to figure that out, man.
So you've won this race back in 2008. And you've come second 4 times?
I think 5.
5
maybe.
times?
Yeah.
You've been on the pole 5 times?
Yeah.
So you've been second. You've had some other near misses that weren't second places.
Yeah.
Do the near misses fuel you more, or do they eventually start frustrating you more? What's the kind of feeling after some of those?
Yeah, I think it fuels you more for sure. I haven't got to the frustrated part yet. Maybe that's coming. I don't know. It annoys you at the time, and some things are, totally out of your control. Some are, real personal and close to what you did. Obviously, a few years ago with the speeding penalty, 0.6 of a mile an hour is kind of hard to swallow that one. I felt really bad for the team. And then, just others, it's been, I think to Dario, I finished second, maybe 2 or 3 of those times just under caution. Like, you can't race it. Those are the hardest ones. Even the Sato one with 5 laps to go, they should have red flagged it and you could have had a fight for it. And knowing that they weren't going to make it on fuel anyway, those ones are tough. But for me, it fuels you. This place, it owes me nothing, man. It's cool to race here. It's a privilege to be here, and especially with the team that I'm with and the group of people. So, you got to keep trying to knock on that door.
So I don't ever want you to retire. Okay,
Oh.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
I'm your biggest fan, and I want you to.
I
keep
think
driving
I think
forever.
I'm, there's definitely less Indy 500s in front of me than there are behind me.
Well, you'd have the record by a good margin if you were right in the middle.
Yeah.
At 21. But I guess the thing that you hear people talk about, people that aren't talking to you, this is not coming from anywhere official. This is just paddock gossip, right? There's
Always the best.
always the
Paddock
best,
gossip
right? That's
is-
why I got to bring
yeah.
it up. As a,
Normally really
I'm a-
accurate and really good.
I'm a
yeah.
media member now. I got to really lean into this stuff. So 6 championships, unarguably in the conversation, one of the greatest of all time. I'm saying this, not you. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And and the question comes up, hey, when's Scott going to retire? Whatever. You're still winning races already this year. You won a bunch at the end of last year. Is there any truth to the theory, the speculation, that a second 500 would make that thought maybe a little more prevalent in your mind?
No, I think it'd make it worse.
Then
Then it'd be like going for a third.
Then you want a third.
Yeah,
I
so,
love it.
No, I think we're in the business of winning, right? It's fun to win. I think because it is so hard and probably more so right now than what it was maybe in the earlier days, or maybe you just didn't appreciate it at that point. It feels good to pull them off. So I think if I could get a second, that'd be amazing.
But it's not going to then.
No, it wouldn't
fire
change.
to like,
It wouldn't
okay,
change.
now I'm good.
I think it's hard, right? Because everybody is different. Their story is different. Some you're kind of forced out of racing, whatever it is. But for me right now, it's nothing in my thought process right now. So yeah,
You're in I think a different and unique situation for yourself this year with Ganassi having not only 5 cars but 3 rookies.
yeah.
So what's it like? I mean, obviously you've got Pelot, who's though not super experienced at the Speedway. He's been very good and very competitive here in the years he's run. What's it been like kind of helping out 3 youngsters their first crack at the Speedway?
It's actually been fine. I think the even if you look at the start of the season, going from 3 to 4 or 4 to 5, like it's tough. And I would say even in this group of teams right now, it's hard to find good people. That's the hardest transition, right? Is actually finding the people to make it run smoothly. And luckily enough, I think whatever made that possible, but the team did a great job with hires, so that's made it really good. I think more to the point of the 500, with the 3 rookies, it's actually been relatively pretty easy. We have really good structure in the team. It's quite tight. It's quite well maintained. We have the likes of Dario that helps a lot as well. I think with kind of those questions and field some of them first. They've actually been kind of quiet, man. I think that they've been just deep diving. We have so much information to look at now, but even our engineering groups and advanced engineering groups, there's so many people that they can chat to. So, Marcus has been pretty vocal. Kiffin's pretty quiet anyway.
Right.
And then with Linus, I sit kind of across from him, so it's pretty easy to chat with him.
Right.
So it's been smooth, man.
I was going to ask who's been like tapping on your shoulder the most often. Like,
Yeah.
hey, Scott, one more thing real quick.
Marcus is more like kind of out of the engineering group, sort of those chats, and then Linus obviously just because he's right beside me. So,
How's the race car?
Race car's been good. I think all of the race running we've had good competitive cars, and I think that's kind of what shocked us going into qualifying. We didn't really expect it. So yeah, I'd say Monday was really good. The car was fast. It was consistent. It feels good. Maybe we're lacking a little bit of pace, but not always the fastest car wins. So yeah, I feel good. I feel like we made some improvements from the last few years over our race car. So that's good.
You can do it from 21st. It happened 100 years ago, allegedly. We'll look into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you one last question, which we're asking everybody that's done this before. What's your least favorite month of May tradition?
Oh.
We talk a lot about the tradition of the Indy 500 and all these things that go into it and why it's so unique and special, but some of them aren't as fun as others. What's your least favorite one?
I don't know. Like it goes and
certain years it's one thing.
Yeah. Like early on, it was the parade. I'm like, oh man, it's hot. I'm ginger. I get burnt. I'm like, this isn't fun. I need an umbrella.
Yeah.
Lots of sunscreen. But I actually really enjoy that now because it's one of the few things you can actually do with the whole family. So it's a ton of fun. So yeah, but what I don't know, man. Losing, that's the worst thing.
Well, that's a tradition at this
But
point.
well,
Okay,
only one person's happy. I'd say probably the banquet, man.
Yeah, fair.
And that might be
I'll give you
actually
that
a
one.
popular one. They did say if we go to race on Monday that it's only the winner going to the banquet. So I'm the only one praying for rain.
So you're praying for rain and praying for praying for that. You still got to go. So
Well, not if it rains out Sunday.
Yeah.
There's no the banquet's just for the winner on Monday.
Right, but
I don't have to go.
you're gonna be the winner.
Oh yeah, no, but
That's it. Oh, you can't say that.
we're gonna
You
play it
can't-
off.
Right,
We're
right,
gonna
right,
play it
right,
off.
right,
Yeah.
Hopefully, you're at a Monday banquet by yourself if we get
Hey,
rain. But
if you win, of course, it's the most fun time.
awesome. Well, hey, man, best of luck.
Thanks,
Thank
bro.
you so much for coming by.
Appreciate it.
Cheers.